Jeff Lebowski, the other Jeffrey Lebowski, the millionaire.
The Big Lebowski is one of those movies that if you go into it cold, not knowing the works of the Coen Brothers, you would probably ponder and ask, what the hell did I even watch? I admit it, a story of a man that falls into things rather than pushes the action is very strange. But is the movie any good? Let's find out. I'm Meffistoe. Like, share, and subscribe because this is my review of the movie, The Big Lebowski.
I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
The Big Lebowski is a dark comedy written and directed by the Coen Brothers. The story begins when a certain guy named the Dude comes back home from shopping and gets attacked by two goons wanting money from him. Not getting what they want, one of them actually proceeds to pee on the Dude's rug before both of them realize that this Jeffrey Lebowski is not the Lebowski they were looking for.
Woo?
Yeah.
Isn't this guy supposed to be a millionaire?
This leads the Dude to finding out who the Big Lebowski is and then being entangled in a ransom case with him as the middleman. And all along the way, the Dude has social commitments to his friends and their bowling team, to his landlord, to the Big Lebowski, and to the Big Lebowski's daughter, Maud. And it all wraps up rather abruptly at the end, where we don't really get a satisfying normal ending to the story. However, we do get some life lessons and the one line that sums it up rather neatly and perfectly by the Dude himself.
The dude abides.
You might have seen that on a t-shirt, but you don't really know quite where it's from.
Forget it, Donnie, you're out of your element.
To learn a little bit more about the movie, let's talk about the making of it. We shall start with the Coen Brothers, who admitted that the writing that they do is unconventional. They work on a script, and when they encounter a problem with it, they just stop working on it and start working on a different project. After a few weeks or months, they come back to the first one and deal with it to figure it out. This script was no different. Their reason was that they always have something to present to the studios should they be approached.
What the fuck is with this guy? Who is he?
The script for The Big Lebowski was pretty much done when the Coen Brothers were actually working on a different film called Barton Fink back at the start of the 90s. Hence, the timeline of the movie is set around the first Gulf War. But when they were trying to cast for this movie, the actors they actually wanted were not available at the time. So they moved on to a different film. You might have heard about it. It's called Fargo. When Jeff Bridges was finally approached, he read the script and asked if the brothers knew him in the 70s because the Dude was pretty much him at high school.
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Initially, Bridges didn't really want to make this film because he thought it would set a bad example for his daughters, but he was assured by his middle child saying that they knew he was acting. When it came to actually constructing the character, Bridges took inspiration from a guy called Jeff Dowd, who was in the Seattle 7, an anti-war movement that protested against the war in Vietnam. And just to make the movie a little bit more surreal, the Dude has a picture of Richard Nixon bowling in his apartment. I guess it was a fun contradiction for the two Coen Brothers, in a blink and you'll miss it kind of moment in the movie.
Please call us as soon as it's convenient.
But one of the most interesting things I found out about the movie is the fact that the only ad-lib moment in the film was actually the moment where the Dude calls the Big Lebowski a human paraquat, because all the rest of these dudes and mans that are in the movie were fully scripted, a fact that surprised Bridges himself that never worked with the Coen Brothers before. It was actually John Goodman who told them that the Coen Brothers don't make too many rewrites because once the script is set, it is pretty much set.
The fuck you talking about?
And for the unique design of the Dude, well, that's all Jeff Bridges because it was his own clothings that Bridges brought on the set. He owned every piece of costume that was shown on screen, down to the jelly sandals that he wears throughout the movie.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Speaking of John Goodman, because he worked with the Coen Brothers before, they wrote the script and had John Goodman pegged for the role of Walter. The character was based on their friend John Milius, a bombastic individual in real life who was fascinated with the military and firearms. After all, he did write the Apocalypse Now script. And Walter's entire look was even based on John Milius himself. And Goodman even said that this was his favorite movie to do with the Coen Brothers, stating that he had never had so much fun acting in just one movie.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
But it wasn't just John Goodman. Sam Elliott and Steve Buscemi both had their roles written for them being cast in mind. And what's interesting about Sam Elliott is his speech at the end of the movie, which was a continuous 2 minutes and 27 seconds shot in just one take. However, it did take several takes to do.
It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners.
I watched this movie for the very first time in a small little art house theater that was known for showing all kinds of weird and indie movies. At that time, I didn't really think I just saw the greatest movie of all time. Well, one of them, of course. What I did watch was a typical movie done by a non-typical filmmaker that I knew I liked. It was a movie I knew I wanted to watch again for both the story and the hidden meaning behind it. My favorite character of the movie is still Walter. His over-the-top mannerisms and his ability to take a simple concept and blow it out of proportions to create an absurd moment of laughter and a feeling of frustration with the dude. It's just the way he takes things from a calm 1 or 2 and goes straight to 11. And the best example of this is Walter flipping out on this kid Larry while trying to question him about a lost briefcase.
You see what happens? You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens?
And it is also there in the diner scene, in the conversation about the missing toe.
To ask you to leave.
Lady, I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I can enjoy this family restaurant.
It is in fact Walter who is the main driving force that moves the plot along. He is the one pushing the dude to act, or he is the one that acts alongside the dude. It's the dude reacting to Walter and getting pushed by Walter that puts the dude in certain places and situations.
Okay, dude, I can see you don't want to be cheered up here. Come on, Donnie, let's go get us a lane.
To me, the dude was always kind of the audience that are watching this movie. He is our representation on screen. He is the main protagonist of the story, but in the way we are as inquisitive as him. We want to know what the hell is going on. We are ambivalent as him when we tackle these things that we don't want to tackle with. And we also want to be left alone bowling like him. Yes, the dude does have eccentric behaviors, but those are unique to him, as we all do have our own unique behaviors. But because Jeff Bridges is so good, he sold it unto us as if it was very casual. And not only that, he was genuinely reacting to stuff around him so effortlessly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The dude absorbs the environment he is in and makes it his own. He spits out sentences and lines that he hears from TV or his friends and repeat them to somebody else, as if he was a mirror to society.
This will not stand, this aggression.
This aggression will not stand, man.
To use the parlance of our times.
You know, a young trophy wife in the parlance of our times.
And the way Jeff Bridges does it, we cannot differentiate between him and the dude, or his dudeness, or El Duderino sometimes. We believe him as he lumbers through this movie, trying to figure out all the ins and outs of this curious case. He is pushed, he is pulled, shoved, beaten, drugged, punched, and being followed. But he keeps going because the dude abides, meaning that the people revolving around him are changing, but he stays the same.
The dude abides.
This movie always makes me smile, laugh, and think about the absurdities of life. I used to dislike it that a movie just stops at a certain point and doesn't have really an official satisfying ending to it until I realized that if this thing continues, it was just going to ramble on, just like the rest of the movie. So when that ball hits those pins at the end of the movie, and yes, this is a minor spoiler, it's sort of a ding on a bell that you need to know that this is the end of this movie and this is the end of this review. So I will happily recommend you watch this movie regardless of what I said or maybe spoiled in this review, because this is a movie you need to watch once, be completely baffled if this is your first time, and then actually watch it again.
Well, that about does her. Wraps her all up. And it was a pretty good story, don't you think?
But of course, I'm rambling on here, so remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.